So a lot of my life in the past has really been around, like my grid has been around like figuring it out and having the right answers and getting it right. And I'm realizing more and more that that's not working. And so
because often in your effort to fill in your grid is because you're standing in the place of the absence of something and trying to go out and find the presence of it and fill in the grid in that way. But then your frequency is on the absence of it, so the grid can't fill in. So that's really an important thing that you're reminding us to remind you. Don't try to fill your grid in through action. Do vibrational work and let the next logical step occur. Yes?
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into, I'm sensing a more tug to just opening, allowing, and just trusting more, which is still a little scary for me. And so I just would love for you to take us as deep as you possibly can go.
Well, we're going to play with you just for a moment, and then we want to hear more from you. But we're going to tease you first by saying, this grid work simply means get general enough that you feel really, really good. Now, if that feels like a scary thing, is there really a lot of risk involved in going general just long enough that you stop the resistance and then get to witness the evidence of the power of the universe, the laws of the universe, and all the energy that creates worlds flowing into your experience in order to give you exactly what you've always wanted? We can see why that would be worrisome. What are you actually letting go of? Control?
Yeah.
But you see, you're not letting go of control. You're just utilizing your control in an effective way. You're controlling the only thing that you ever had control over anyway, which is your point of attraction. You're controlling the way you feel. It takes a little bit of practice, we agree. But when you control the way you feel, then you discover your true power, I say.
So the metaphor keeps popping in my mind of when you used to talk about the river and the boat and letting go of the oars.
The flow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the flow. And
now that flow is flowing from your vortex right into the grid. From your vortex right into the grid. In other words, that's where that stream is flowing right into the grid, right into the grid, right into the grid.
And it seems to be flowing faster and faster.
Good.
And
But let's talk about this just for a little bit, because you've been hearing us talking about how when you're sifting through life and you're really aware of something that you don't want, that you are then, if you're really specifically aware of what you don't want, then you are really specifically aware of what you do want. Or at least specifics that you do want are what are then captured and held and tended in your vortex. So what you want is there. But you've been beating the drum of the specifics of what you don't want in our analogy. So as you're beating the drum of the specifics of what you don't want, you can't jump to the specifics of what you do want. And when you try, all that happens is that you activate even more specifics of what you don't want. So we say to you, go general. Talk about why you want it. Try to get to the heart of it or the essence of it. Don't be specific. The specifics will come. But if you will allow yourself to just reach for the general feeling of what you're reaching for, just find the feeling of it, get to the emotional essence of it, and practice that. What happens is, then the grid starts filling in. And there is a momentum, good word to hold in your mind, a momentum. As the grid starts filling in, or as the stream flows from the vortex into the grid, we're glad that you brought that around to that place, as the things that you want flow into your grid, that's when the specifics begin to occur to you. You see what we're getting at? Mm-hmm. That's when the idea comes. That's what we mean by saying, don't you try to fill in your grid. Now let's demonstrate that. So you know what you don't want, and then you say, well, what I do want is this, and I'm going to get that in my grid. Well, no, you're not. Not under those conditions. It's not going to happen. You're too aware of what you don't want, and this is a vibrational thing that's going on, and your vibration is resisting it and not letting it flow. So you've got that flow stopped. It's like sort of holding the door closed relative to that. So now you say, oh, never mind. Things always work out for me. I'm just going to forget about it for now. It's going to be all right. This too shall pass, or what I want will eventually come. I'm going to figure this out. It will become clearer as time goes on. And as you talk yourself off the ledge, so to speak, bring yourself into that more general place, you'll feel better. You'll feel the discomfort lift. And then a really wonderful thing happens. Once you achieve general vibrational alignment with what's in the vortex. Now we have a question for you. You've been listening to us, you know about the vortex stuff? Yes. So, do you think what's in the vortex, hey there, you think what's in the vortex is specific or general? Specific. Oh, it's specific. You've got enough in there. You've been putting it there and putting it there and putting it there, and law of attraction's been amassing it. Cooperative components have gathered. It's specific. In many cases, it's more specific than you're ready for. You're not up to speed with it. It's more specific than you're ready for. So as you go general and you find the feeling place, now, through the path of least resistance, the stream flows, the vortex stuff comes in, and what's the first thing that begins to occur to you? You have a feeling, you have an emotion, first manifestation. Then thoughts begin to occur. Then others begin to join you in the thought. Then circumstances and events begin to take shape. You see how it goes? It becomes more and more specific. And you know, that thing that you were worried about, that thing that you were worried about losing control about, what you were worried about losing control of is the specifics. You want to guide the specifics. You don't want some non-physical, whoever they are, choosing the specifics for you. But we promise you, that's not happening. You chose all of the specifics, and now you're allowing those specifics to flow according to, and in alignment with, and in the rhythm of, and in the readiness of your vibration. And we're just saying that when you're general, you're letting it happen. And as the grid fills in with the specifics, then you're rocking and rolling. It's so fun. You have so many wonderful thoughts that begin to flow to you. That's really what you came for. Every one of you came for that experience. That's where it's at. That's where the most delicious, succulent, that's where you pick the ripe fruit from the tree and devour it. That's where that's at. You've been putting it there. It's been maturing. It's been becoming. It's been evolving. It's been becoming ready for you while you are hopefully becoming ready for it. And when both is true, then it flows to the specific detail that you are ready to allow it. Best grid conversation so far.